pretty out here. Second week of October, so we still got some leaves for a little while. Got a nice little breeze and it feels awesome. Probably going to have to actually stake my tent down tonight. I don't usually do that. I knew we were going to have a little bit of weather, but it's good practice, right? We're slowly starting to transition out of trees, regular trees, and more into pine. By the time I get where I'm going, it's going to be, I don't know, 60-40 pine maybe. It's going to be mostly pine. So I'm not the biggest fan of it for firewood, but that's the majority what I got to burn where I'm going. A couple more pine trees. And a couple more over here. Well, here's a good sign. I know when I hit this girl, I'm getting pretty close. So I need to get to it because we're supposed to get a little bit of rain tonight. Not a whole lot, but you can probably hear the wind in the trees. See them blowing around a little bit. I don't have too much longer. I gotta get my stuff set up. Really don't want to spend the night wet. I won't bore you too much with the firewood. I'm trying to find some dead standing. I mean, this place is fairly popular, so there's not a whole lot. So I'm just going through, finding the best stuff I can, cutting it up into manageable pieces and getting it back to my campsite. I'm not going to bore you too much with the ins and outs. I've went over how I start my fires a couple times, so I'm just going to get this lit. We got some weather coming in. I'm trying to hurry, not dilly-dally too much. I'm just going to get my fire kit, a couple pieces of fat wood, light them up. And just got me some little small stuff here. A little channel underneath of it to get my fat wood. I'm getting hungry and it's going to get dark soon, so I need to get ready to cook. This should only take a minute. have a halfway decent little fire going. I probably don't have enough wood for all night yet, but once this gets going, that will buy me a little time to go get some more. I don't think I'm going to use that. It's real wet. And we're rocking and rolling. All right, now I'm just goofing off a little bit, but this piece was a little bit too big to baton. You can see there really wasn't even anything sticking out. So I just put the knife down in there as far as I could. I seen another video somewhere about using another stick as a wedge. So I figured I'd try it. And I got it in far enough to get my knife back out. And I'm gonna keep going. This is just about to split, so I was gonna get it on camera. It should go. I got it. Something that was definitely too big to baton with my knife, but I still ended up splitting it. And now I should be able to get that with my knife. Cool little trick. Well, I pretty much lost my daylight, but I'm hungry, so I'm gonna cook some dinner. Got some coals going. I'll throw some of these little sticks back on there. It was supposed to rain. It still might later, but I brought something super easy that I could cook under my vestibule. In case it rained, I was just gonna cook it on my stove. It's a little heavy, but I just brought a big old can of beef stew. So no matter what happened, worst come to worst, I can just pop it open and eat it cold. But I'm gonna take my little grill. This guy has stayed at this site for, it was here 5 or 6-ish months ago when I came here. And it's been here ever since. I can't believe it stayed, but it comes in handy. So I'm just gonna throw this guy on here. Pop the lid on my beef stew and throw it right over the fire. I may or may not dump it into my bowl when I'm done. I'll probably just eat it right out of the can, but I'm just gonna throw her on there and let it cook. And it's probably gonna take a little while, but she'll warm up, get something warm in my belly. It's getting dark, it's getting cold. At some point it's going to rain, I know it will. We'll check back here in a little bit, see how warm she is. All right, hopefully you guys can see a little bit. She's been boiling for a minute. Whoops. It's nice and hot. I'm gonna take her off the fire. Have me some dinner. By candlelight. Bon appetit. Boy, does that smell good. Keep in mind, it is pitch black out with no light. So there's low. There's medium. There's high. And then turbo. You're seeing stuff 50-ish feet away. But on turbo, I think it runs like 2 hours or something. I forget what it is. I really like this little headlamp. There's my bag. I just got all sorts of randomness laying out by now. We'll just give it a second, just listen to the rain. Good morning to all you beautiful people out there. First thing in the AM, it is coffee time. Pull out my stove, make real quick work of it. And then I got a little something new for breakfast. Last time we had oatmeal. We'll mix it up a little bit, see how this works. I brought some pre-cooked bacon. I might stick that in my pan for a minute, see how it cooks up. It'll be an experiment. And then some biscuits and gravy. This ought to be pretty good. It rained pretty much all night. I forgot and left my cup kit out, so the bag is soaking wet. It won't hurt nothing, but it just sucks when your stuff gets wet. Should have double checked everything before I went to bed. I'm gonna fill up my actual coffee cup first. And then when my water boils in the other cup, I have a nice cool cup to drink out of instead of trying to burn my lips off. Fill this guy up here. This little MSR stove boils the water with a quickness. Won't take no time at all. Let's fire her up. Floaty in there already. Yeah, it won't kill me. I'd like to get it out of there. There she is. We got it. It's like a thread or something. I'm gonna crank this puppy up. Now that I got some coffee in me, I boiled up some water for my biscuits and gravy. It's gonna have to sit for a minute, so I'll pour the water in here and leave it sit while I'm trying this Little bacon experiment. I'm hoping it works out. I've never tried to fry already cooked bacon. It says 12 ounces. I think I did about 14 ounces of water. Oh wow, it smells good as soon as the water hits it. It smells like biscuits and gravy. Wow. Seal this up and leave her sit for a while. Curious to see how this turns out. Wow, that's a lot of bacon. Rip it all in half and lay it in there. See how she does. I'm gonna try to get this thing about as low as I can. I don't want to burn my bacon, especially if it works out good. Just a little hiss. There she is. I think that's probably about as low as I can get it. We'll let this fry up for a minute, see how it turns out. This might not have been the best idea, but that's how he learns, trying stuff out, I suppose. Yeah, this isn't working very well. Just getting big old burnt spots. Oh well. It's bacon, I'll still eat it. Well, at least I figured out I had to hold it just above the flame. I couldn't set it down. It was just warping this pan like crazy, but it's crunchy. Here's a moment of truth, so I doubt it's going to taste like Mama makes, but it should be decent. Yeah, it's all right. Better than just straight out of the bag, I'm sure. I still got my biscuits and gravy too. You can see it. Burnt a couple of them, but about half of it turned out pretty good, looks like. The other half of the bag will probably taste a lot better. I learned a little bit. It's crunchy. See if the second half doesn't come out a little bit better. Well, now to try the biscuits and gravy. Did anyone notice what I did when I poured the water in? I forgot to take the oxygen absorber out. Yeah, you live and you learn, I guess. It says right on the back of the pack, if you forget, it's fine. So, and there it is. Like a prize in a cereal box. There's a big old dry clump right there. Mix that up a little better. It smells good. It smells pretty good. And the ingredients, everything looks to be just real food, not a bunch of fake stuff. been sitting for 15-ish minutes. It says leave it sit for 10. Last one I tried, I had to leave it sit for quite a while because everything was still like half crunchy in the center. I'm gonna try a bite. It's hot. It's not bad. Biscuits are still a little doughy. I might leave it sit for another 5 or 10 minutes. After I eat a little bit more. Not bad.